Hi, my name is David. I'm from Fine Form Physiotherapy. I'm the newest physiotherapist here. And today in this month's e-newsletter video, we're going to be talking about the importance of glute activation. And I'm here with Jess today.
Hi guys, how you going? Okay, so today we're going to talk about the importance of glutes and why they become inhibited and their role in ensuring our function in everyday life. So first, what David and I will go through is the anatomy, okay? So if David turns around, David can be my model. So what we've got here, so glutes are the bottom muscles essentially. So we've got the glute max, which is the strongest muscle in the body, and then we've got glute med over here, which plays more of a stabilizing role of the hips and pelvis, okay? So we'll start off by talking about glute max. So the glute max is, the role of the glute max is for hip extension, so David showed them that, abduction, and then external rotation, okay? So it's important in everyday tasks such as walking and running. So now I'll hand it over to David and he's going to show what it looks like for a typical presentation when your glutes are inhibited.
So just going to an anterior pelvic tilt there. This is what a person might look like who's got poor glute max activation. You might have a bit of an increased curve through the lower back. You might see a bit of wastage through the glute max, a bit of atrophy, and the belly might just be a little bit bloated and sort of jutting out a little bit, even with a skinny person. So a few reasons why that might happen is the glute max, which is typically a hip extensor, isn't doing its job very well and it's forcing the hip into a bit of flexion. You might also have a bit of a weakness for the core muscles or the deep abdominals, which is sort of not really keeping the spine in a good position, and shortening of the hip flexors, which sort of brings the belly closer to the thigh.
What do we commonly see with this problem? If you have a job that involves a lot of prolonged sitting, what we find is if you're sitting down in this position, sort of right angle, it's a common position, hip flexors come through here, attach at the front of the hip, down into the legs, they tend to shorten, okay? And what that does, it lengthens the glutes and therefore inhibiting the glutes from working properly. If you're working 8 hours a day sitting down, it decreases the blood flow to the glutes as well, and that also decreases the glutes function. What might we find if your glutes are inactive? You might have problems in the lower back, so lower back pain, tightness in the hamstrings as a result of them overworking to compensate for the glutes, or tightness and pain in the front of the hips here. So now David's going to run us through a few exercises we can do to strengthen the glutes.
Yep, so just have a lie down first. This first exercise is really good for glute activation. It's called glute bridges. So what you're going to do is get your heels nice and close to your bum. Good. And all you're going to do, Jess, is just lift your bum off the ground until you're in that sort of plank position, in the straight line between your knee and shoulder. Good. And back down. And just do that 5 times. So what you want with this exercise is good glute activation. You don't want any overactivity in the hamstrings. So if they start to cramp in the hamstrings, what that means is the hamstrings are overworking. So if that's the case, then you can do 2 things. You can bring the heels closer to the bum and keep going, and that should turn off the hamstrings a little bit. Or if there's still a problem, just turn onto your stomach, so face down. You can go into what I like to call the figure 4 exercise. So we're going to go with the right first. Just bring that here, good, and just lift your right knee off the bed. And it's pretty hard to turn on your hamstrings in this position here, so the glutes are doing up all the work there. It's also really hard to move the knee, but it's just important that we get that sort of activation through the glutes just to wake them up.
Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. If you think you have a problem with your low back or hips at all, come see us and we'll sort you guys out.
Thanks for watching.